Hey, hey, hey.
Hey,
What's
hello.
going on?
You're just coming in, but I'm catching up with the people. We're saying happy 420.
Happy 420. I'm saying happy
Happy
420. We
420. Hey,
here.
hey,
We're
hey.
ready.
I have something for you.
Okay.
And so everyone was there. I was asking how many blunts has everyone smoked today so far?
Oh man, I'm on my second right now. I feel like I'm
Second,
starting off slow. I
you're
kind of
making
woke
me
up
look
late.
bad. You're
Yeah,
making me look
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, how many you smoked?
About a pack and a half.
Oh man.
It's 420.
Listen, well, you must start it early then because I'm over here, man. I woke up late. I was up late, so I woke up a little late. So I'm actually finna get ready after this interview ahead, probably to the dispensary and
No
get a couple of these
problem.
little deals.
See, that's my thing. I cannot do it last minute. I already know for 20, I'm not trying to be that guy calling people at random stuff.
Yeah,
I give
yeah,
a week to a couple of days ahead of time where
yeah, yeah. I get it. Now, I
everything
used to be like
startles.
that too, man. I used to be like that, but since everything is so slow and everybody's supposed to be quarantining right now,
It's
you know what I'm
true.
saying? I guess it's not as crazy as probably expected because the way like ain't nobody probably gonna have 420 parties like we usually do,
It's
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
It's true.
So yeah, so those are the days where we were missing. Like today, I probably would have been at somebody's 420 party or doing something of that matter. You
That's a
know what I'm saying?
crucial. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You only
So
have one blood left. That's not good.
yeah,
Now you
man,
gotta go
I know, but
gasoline.
listen, I'm finna gas up though. I'm telling you, I'm about to gas up. So don't even worry. It's 3:40 where I'm at. So hey, it's still early in the day for me. It's just nothing. I'm good.
It ain't nothing. It's not nothing.
Yeah,
Well, it's a
yeah, yeah.
pleasure
So
finally getting to meet you, Mr. Noize
hey, nice to meet you too.
Beats. My
Yes,
apologies
yeah.
again about earlier.
Oh,
420,
it's all good.
420,
Everybody
but no
gets it wrong.
excuses. No
No, 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 no,
excuses.
no, no. Everybody, a lot of people, I just have to correct them sometimes because it's with a Z because it's, I deal with, been the
It was the
same noise.
autocorrect, to be
No, no, no.
honest.
I know that's how it does, but that's why that was the whole thing about it. I had to change the difference of it. My name's been the name since I was like 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I've been producing since 12 years old.
That's
So
we're gonna get into all
yeah,
of that.
yeah.
If
So
you the more time you give me the better, but we're definitely gonna get into all
oh,
that.
definitely,
But
definitely.
I definitely wanted to let you know face to face. It was nothing intentional.
Oh
I
no, you're
completely
good.
respect your work and you
Listen,
as a
no,
beat.
it's good.
Okay, so
You're
yeah, we're
good.
clear.
You're
We're clear.
good. You're super good. And it's no
All
problem.
right. So
Yeah.
before we dig into everything, I really wanted to get where your head is at around this whole quarantine. How have you been coping about it? Where were you when you felt like you really started to take this news seriously? How
Right.
was that whole process for you?
Man, let me tell you, it's so funny because when this was going down, because of course I'm in Los Angeles. So when this was kind of going down, the week it was going down, I was like, okay, should I just go back home to Atlanta and just try to be with family? And I remember getting on the phone with my sister, like at 2 in the morning because she's a RN at Emory.
Oh man.
And so,
Shout out
in
to your
Atlanta,
sister. Respect to all of our
yeah,
nurses, healthcare workers, essential
yeah.
workers. We love you guys. We appreciate
Right,
everything.
right, right. I see her. She's in the chat right now too. I see her.
Big up
Uh,
yourself.
yeah, she's in the chat right now. So yes, it was crazy that I was just gonna leave and just kind of go, but I was like, whatever, it's cool, whatever. So it was definitely it was just a shocker that how fast that life can change in such a like
Easy.
it's quick,
Just
like
like that.
just like that. And
Just like
we
that.
we've been on quarantine now, we're going past 50 days or so, I'm sure. So,
For
I
sure.
mean, it was just a lot, man. It was it's just honestly, it definitely I had to switch it because you did have the beginning stage you're kind of down. You're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's a
yeah. You
lot of
weren't really
stuff.
sure, but when you started seeing certain stores and the
Yeah, it's just
malls were locked
crazy.
and stuff, you're like,
Right,
okay,
right,
government
right.
is gonna shut down their money, so
Right, exactly. And
right?
everything is really shut down like to the max. I mean, even from trying to get money, it's shut down, but you just had to turn it and twist it because as creators, one thing about us, we are stuck in the studio already, or we already locked in. So it's cool,
Not
but
all of them.
Not
We
all
will
of
get
them.
into it, but not all of
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah, not all of them. But so
Yeah,
it was crazy. It was definitely a crazy situation. It was just one of those things where I just it's still unbelievable. Every day you wake up and still feel kind of like a dream. Like, okay, we can't really do this, but you just got to change it around. So,
would you say that you're a homebody, or
oh no,
like this
no,
was made for you, or would you say you're
yeah.
outside?
No, I'm super one of those people that I can't stay inside. It's super hard for me because I've been, like I said, been out here 8 years, and it's such a hustle mentality. So you just like, you got to go, go, go. You're running, you're doing everything, So I am one of those people who's always out, and it's very hard for me to stay in. It is hard for me to stay in, but I have been trying
Yeah,
more, but it's still, you still just got to keep your social distance and just
you do.
play it how you got to play it.
It's more important than ever. We're seeing a lot of like sad stories come out. I don't want to be like a downer, but
Right.
we definitely have to take this seriously as a community, as a race, as a human
Hmm.
race. We definitely have to like band together and understand serious. Like, you have your sister. I have
Right.
people very close in my inner circle of my family that are in the front lines working. So I would hate
Right.
for someone stupid to do something to affect, our
Exactly.
circles. So everyone take it seriously. Mask up if you
Right.
can.
Right.
Some natural solutions if you can't find Lysol wipes. You got vinegar water,
Right.
spray bottle, things like that. Sorry to dig deep, but
No, you do. No, no, no. I feel you.
I really want to share that because this is it. This is serious. Like,
Right.
I personally go on social media because I'm a person that likes to be silly. I like to crack jokes. That
Hmm.
is my sense of escape. So I can be on the internet and handle all the jokes and laugh. And
Right.
there's some people that it gets to them, or they maybe don't realize how lemon juice. Yep, that's another good one.
Right. Right.
So you guys take it very seriously. Just know that the government, when your boss, think about all the days you're at work, and your boss was like,
Right.
you can't go home.
Absolutely.
Now you're barely like,
Absolutely.
and your
Right.
boss is like, you're
Out of here. Where,
get
where, where,
out of
where, where,
here.
where, where are you located?
So downtown, don't waste no time with negativity. We are based in Toronto.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
y'all good. So y'all are like good, a lot, like pretty heavy over there. It's not crazy.
I will say this, and I'm happy that I do have some of your audience, and like, because I am like bi-coastal in terms of like Atlanta and Toronto,
Hmm.
but not bi-coastal, but
Right.
in between the two locations.
Hmm.
But it's not, yes, we do have free healthcare, but not everything under the umbrella of healthcare
Right.
is free, right? And
Right.
you still have to pay for birth control, things of like that nature. Those things
Hmm.
don't come free for
Right.
us over here. But yes, we can pop into the doctor and they can prescribe, but we still got to pay for our prescriptions. And yes,
Right.
we are a bit cleaner
Right.
on this side. They nip it in the bud,
Yeah.
quite fast.
Yeah, they don't play out there. They ain't playing.
But
They ain't even letting nobody in from over here. They're like, yep, nope, y'all
best
good.
believe shit is
Right,
real over here right now. It's
right,
real over here.
right,
Good
right,
thing we
right,
got
right.
trees legalized. 420.
Yeah,
Put some
yeah,
smoke
yeah.
emojis.
That's amazing for y'all. Like, I can't wait. I still haven't got a chance to go over
You have to
to
come. We have to link
Canada.
up. You have to
I
come.
just work with. I don't know if you know DJ Power. So
Okay?
yeah, he's a DJ out there, and I just did a couple things, but like I love the culture out there. Canada. I just love so many dope
Listen,
people. Like I
I don't
love
want
it
to
out
be
there.
biased, and I'm open to having these conversations if you are. But like, when it
Right.
comes to the music scene in Toronto, I was
Hmm.
explaining to another artist the other day. Like,
Hmm.
I'm hearing this Toronto sound
Listen.
heavily,
Listen,
heavily.
let me tell you, I've been on Lil Tory for so long and just understanding seeing his growth and like how he was just a writer for guys, what's the guy for Sean Kingston. I remember he was just doing that whole scene
You
and
know
then
your
now he's
stuff.
like
You know your
yeah,
stuff.
like he's
Yeah.
now is like Tory Lane's like the biggest ever, you know what I'm saying? Because he was always in the circle because he was a writer, but doing the stuff like so now him being an artist and the sound he brought from the way it's going. Like Drake. Okay, Drake's been Drake is Drake. Drake is Drake. You know what I'm saying? So he's kind of Godfather in or
Yeah.
there. So but you got like Tory and this new Toronto sound, but Toronto's been just dope with sound. Period.
But I
All the
think
way.
people don't realize that, or they're not
Mhm.
musically inclined enough to realize we did
Yeah.
have the Cardinal officials back in the
Carter.
day.
I
We did
was
have
just
the
talking about him.
Socrates. We didn't have
Yeah.
all these artists. So Toronto's
Right.
been here. You see video
Mm-hmm.
footage of like shows of Notorious B.I.G. in
Right.
Toronto, like fucking shit up in '96. Like we're out
Easy.
here and we've been out
Easy.
here.
Been
So
out there, man. They just wasn't, they wasn't tackling the love, you know what I'm saying? I mean, still gotta rep your boy Justin Bieber. I mean, it's still Justin Bieber there. I
well
don't care.
he's he's
Justin
he's Toronto, but not Toronto. He's like more of
yeah.
a adjacent town, you know? And when you
Mm.
come over here, you know, when you start hearing people saying things like, "Oh, that's some Brampton,"
Mm-hmm.
that's some
Yeah.
Brampton shit or shit, you will understand the different sides. Just like how in Atlanta you have Conyers, you have, you know,
Okay.
Buckhead, you got
Yeah,
Midtown, like,
absolutely.
you know
Like I
what I
try to
mean?
explain to people all the time the difference from
It's
the
a
east side
different
of Atlanta, from like Decatur, Lithonia, which is like more of my side, my
exactly.
family side, and then you got like the west side, which is kind of like the hustle and clean, cause it's
Exactly.
a whole different energy, it's a whole
A
different
whole
music
different
sound. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like you really can tell from the Gucci, the Migos, that's east side, northeast side. You got the west side, you know what I'm saying? You got Tip over there, you got Gucci, you know what I'm saying? They kind of more, Two Chains. It's that West Side sound,
Yeah,
that
they don't
bounce.
really
You know what I'm saying?
understand how
They
big.
don't get it. Yeah,
Yeah, but I want to
they
dig
don't get
into you more, Noize Beatz, and like
it. Okay.
honestly, first when I heard your name, I'm like, your name sounds very familiar. You kind of know when you see a face or you hear a name, and I'm like, it sounds
Hmm.
very, very familiar.
Uh-huh.
Familiar, and I
Hmm.
know a lot of hits that people don't realize or
Hmm.
celebrities that have helped pave the way for this culture. A lot of
Right.
the time, I feel like the issue, and you can probably relate with that a lot, is
Hmm.
the beat creators and the producers, because it's two
Hmm.
separate entities, but you guys do not get the respect that I feel you guys so much deserve, or people just know the face of the song, but they don't obviously all the time know who's behind it and the work that goes into it, or the fact
Hmm.
that majority of the time it's the beat producer that carried the whole energy of the track and just
Right.
laid it out, and everyone just
Right.
came and did their job. So for you and your journey, like as you mentioned earlier, for those of you just coming in, you started doing music from when you were about, what was it,
12.
8, 9 years, 12 years old?
12, 12, 12. Like I got my first drum machine when I was 12, but people come to me from like elementary school say, "Man, do you remember when you was like our manager and writing us songs?" And I was like, "Really? Like, how did I know stuff about this in third grade?" But I mean, to me, I say 12, and a lot of people argue, but like, yeah, earlier. But I was 12 years old, doing
Yeah.
it, and so yeah, for me, it was just one of those things where I got in so early. Like, I mean, some of the stuff I was doing out there, like, at that age was like a 12-year-old should have been doing. But I was just like out there. So,
If you could
um,
share something, like, I
yeah,
know, people ask these corny questions, but this is my first time
no,
speaking
no,
to you.
no, go ahead,
So I'd
talk,
really
talk.
love to know, because you're a
Yeah.
legend in this. So I'd
Well,
really,
yeah,
I'd really love to know, like,
yeah. So, well, like me, like I was, just me personally, I was very young, kind of. So I kind of, I came from born in a small city, Athens, Georgia, which is like 20, 45 minutes from like the city of Atlanta to an hour.
yeah,
And, I started, doing little small stuff. Like I was like the young cat, but like, my first interaction with like major people in the music was like, Bubba Sparks. Bubba Sparks, he came, he was kind of repping
that's
Athens. He was like the first major person who like was talking the name Athens, Georgia at the time, and I was out there heavy. So I was kind of doing a lot of, dealing with, in the studios and stuff or in small studios. Like I was working with Pro Tools at an early age. So I just kind of knew what I wanted. But then once I kind of moved, I kind of went back towards the city. And, I was working with people like Jay Holiday, when, we first like probably '09. And that was kind of like my initial just kind of getting to start, with them doing a lot of music
wait,
with.
you're going a bit fast.
Okay, okay. Where
You're
you want
going
to
a
start?
bit
Where you want me
fast.
to
So I'm gonna
start?
slow you down a little bit. I'm gonna slow
Okay,
you down a little bit. So,
okay.
I'm sure there's people in here that maybe they're inspiring to do music, or
Got you.
your story yourself is something that they can use as a blueprint to maybe
Got
give
you.
them the encouragement they need.
Got you.
People like
Okay.
yourself, sometimes you're just in your life and you're living it and you're
Right.
hustling, you're grinding. You
Right.
don't even realize that you're doing anything different than
Yeah.
those apart. But these stories and these tips need to be shared. So
Right.
when it comes to Bubba Sparks, and what even gave you that, like, what made you even want to leave your house to go outside? A lot of
Yeah,
these
to
people, they
do it.
don't understand. You got to go outside at some point. You got to
Yeah,
be with the people in the studio,
yeah,
putting in that
yeah.
10,000 hours, you know?
Right. Yeah, and
So,
that's that. You said the key word right there. You got to put in them 10,000 hours, the 10 years, and it's really like what inspired me more was just I always try to answer that question as best as I can. Like it's super hard because sometimes that's almost telling a person they'll come to me like, should I go to school to be a producer or should I go?
yeah,
To, I'm like,
yeah,
I mean, I don't know how to answer that because
yeah.
I was kind of born into it. My aunties had a gospel group. My sister, she taught me how to spell my name musically. You know what I'm saying? So everything was very all about me. So for me it was just I was looking at the Timberlands, I was looking at the Swiss, I was looking at all of those people growing up, and
Major.
I was just yeah, and I was watching accordingly. So with me, what made me just want to even get out the house was just the spirit of how music moves. You know what I'm saying? It just moves people. Like I love the reaction that it does, and I love giving dope reactions and seeing dope reactions. So, um, it's just one of those things that all I could do is encourage people who, especially from small places or who haven't, really got out. They have to just network or find their network and make it their network. It's really all about networking with the right people. Putting yourself in position and keep listening to a record. Keep listening to music that break records. You know what I'm saying? Like you listen to them top tens and remaking that same record that even though people can't never remake the same record because people don't understand that
There's
you can't
certain science to it that
yeah, it's
people,
some science to it, so
yeah,
you just can't never do it, but you can do it in your own way. You know what I'm saying? And once you do it in your own way, I think that's how you do. You keep going back, listening to great stuff. So I mean, listen to how the quality is. Listening to, just being surrounded by it. That was my way. That was just me. My story.
that's,
So
I
hopefully the
really,
answer is good. I
no,
could.
like, thank you for digging deep,
Yeah.
because like, even speaking to you now, that's inspiring to me,
Hmm.
regardless of where people feel I'm at. And I'm
Right.
sure I see the hearts going. So
Yeah.
people are appreciating what you're sharing right now.
Right.
So we're at Jay Holiday, and sorry, before we move forward, I
Right.
just want to thank you again for saying that, because a lot of people, you can be in the house thinking about your dreams and
Hmm.
aspirations, but
Right.
there has to be something that takes you out of your comfort zone, that says, all right, you
Audio.
know what,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
really go for it. So you listen to that voice, because it sounds like pretty much in your upcoming years,
Yeah. Well, yeah, you had to
you
just
were
it's one of
destined
those
for it.
yeah,
You
you
couldn't
it's
run from
not even destined, like you just have to do it. Like it's one of those things like I got tired of going to the same club and seeing the same people. And I was just like I was super young and I started seeing the same people and I'm like, they're not moving, they're not you know what I'm
it.
saying? This ain't
Yeah,
right. So when you ain't think about it like and this is something just kinda put in people's head. If somebody around you, if you feel that they're not moving accordingly or to your speed, it's nothing wrong with leaving that and redoing your own thing because I had to just do it by myself. Like I
yeah,
didn't have nobody come with me to the next city or from Atlanta to California. I did it by myself. I had to sacrifice. I slept on floors. I slept in the car. I
yeah.
had to sacrifice before I got my first, major single with a label and, do all this stuff. So it's just something you have to really push. Like, people know, like, it's one of them things that if you ain't if you don't keep God just and just know how to listen to God sometimes
Yeah.
and it really because it was all about listening to God just making sure you keep your focus and just trusting yourself. I mean, I put all my money on myself.
Yeah.
All the other stuff and people telling me I can't or you need to just go get a job and you ain't this. You listen, I bet on myself and I feel like my role's been pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you got to do.
And I feel like a lot of people, they make that mistake of like expecting that when they're starting something, your friends and your family are gonna be the first ones to support you. And I can
Hmm.
be the first one to tell you that is not the way it's gonna go. They're
No, how you
pretty
don't know how
much
many
the
people
last
told
ones.
me. Yeah, you don't know how many
Yeah,
people told me like, yeah, like there's no way you're gonna make it in California. You don't even know nobody. Like, how you really expect to make it? And I'm like, all right, cool. I've been here 8 years. You know what I'm saying? I've been here 8 years.
exactly.
You
It's
know,
not,
so
and
yeah.
it's not about who is longevity matters, and I feel like in the music
Mm-hmm.
industry, a lot of these young people need to understand that
Right.
relationships matter, longevity matters,
Mm-hmm.
and you can have a one-hit wonder, great,
Right.
but what does that do for you, for your resume
Right.
further down the road? So,
Right.
from Jay Holiday now,
Mm-hmm.
what would you, or I might jump a little bit.
No, you good.
It was your first major record that hit,
Well, actually, to me, my first major was
or
last
that you were
year.
a part of?
Oh well, yeah. My first, major artist to me was last year with T-Mar, who signed with Atlantic Records and Issa Rae's new
So,
label, Radio.
radio.
And yeah, that was my
Shout out
first
to Issa
like,
Rae. That's a dope
yeah,
boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
super dope, super talented artist. That was my first like, I've been, with the girl, with her writing and seeing it grow type thing,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
before that, like 2 years before that, I got my first single with the, legendary group TLC, and they came out with an album, but it was independent.
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm
Which
saying.
was
But
a
still,
difficult decision for them. So
yeah, yeah, it was. It was super difficult.
I respect it.
Right, but that was my first like credited like number one on the Billboard, plat
Congratulations.
situation. Yes, so that was my first as far as like okay, I'm kind of making something something happen. But of course I had small other things like um just working with small artists like well not small artists but like said other artists like Young Dro, I had the pleasure to work with
Someone said
Molly Music.
you saved their life. That's huge.
Huh? Who said
That's
that?
huge.
Yes, Jano. What's up, Jano? Jano saved mine. He's tripping, man. He's like Jano is an amazing producer, man. Like always looking out. But like people like him, like man, he has, it's just one of those things where you got to like bet on yourself. And I see so many people in this room who are now in great position with labels. Like I see Universal up in here. We got
So
Kate here, and she's like seeing her like people grow from like the beginning of their careers and now rising to like the next level.
definitely.
So, so yeah, it's one of those things like you just, I'm sorry, I don't want to go off subject,
That's okay.
but yeah, so that was my first major, yeah. So that was my first with TLC, but like I said, other artists, Young Dro, Molly Music, uh, um, Boosie. I got to record my first artist really working with who was Boosie,
So
with a feature, and that was like my like 7 years ago. But it's just it just
it
keeps
doesn't.
you just yeah
You got to be proud of your catalog, because it's like
yeah
for you nonchalantly you might be like, oh, this is small and this is a small one, but
yeah
it's those small moments that add up to,
right.
and by the time you look back you're like,
Well, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
all
No, they
happened.
add up. Everything adds
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
No, so
Yeah.
not like it's not downplay it, but when you're saying major, compared to like
Definitely. Definitely.
because what I had to learn was you know to me personally, I felt like me entering the music business was when I first would start receiving royalty and publishing checks. That's what my idea. You know what I'm saying? But really, reality though is that it's just the music business is what you're dealing with and how long you're being able to build building this business and going this business. So that's why I was speaking of like majorly and
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of down
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, so yeah, that's it. Like I just
So,
it's right. Yeah, go
so I
ahead.
love to ask. No problem. No problem.
Yeah.
This is your time. It's all
I don't
about,
know. You good?
this
No.
downtown stands for don't waste no time with negativity. So
All
you're in a
right.
safe space here, all right?
All right. All right.
So I want to ask you, would, I know for some people there's a controversy in terms of beat makers versus producers. So
Mm,
how would you categorize yourself, and like how would you label yourself? Kind of like how some artists would say, "Oh, I'm not a rapper, I'm an artist because I do
hmm
want." Like, how do you view yourself, and what is your stance on those type of conversations?
It's a real conversation for facts because that it is a difference between a beat maker and a producer. I mean, me personally, um, from the ideal of what I see, a beat maker is a person who can make beats. A producer is a person who can make beats, songwrite, vocal produce, arrange the song, and semi be able to mix the song too. In a way, you have to have an ear. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And that's where we have to kind of get out of the mind state of understanding like the difference from people always kind of downplay the producer because the first thing they be like, "Oh, so you make beats?" And he's almost be like, you know,
It's the whole
yeah,
essence of
it's
what,
I work
like,
hard,
the
said
spoil
to get to this
of what you're
level,
trying to
man.
build right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. But again, it's all about gaining the respect of that too. But yeah, it's very big difference to me of a producer and a beat maker. You have to me, you have to know how to make a record. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times, not downplaying beat makers, because beat makers can make dope beats. And you can make dope records being that beat maker. So nothing's downplaying it, but it's just the
Exactly.
difference. It's just, definition of the difference to me. It's just that you have to know how to make a full record than just making a beat.
So is
So
Noize Beatz a beat maker or a producer?
I'm definitely a producer. I mean, without a doubt, like not like because I'm very amazing. Like I love vocal producing. To me, I almost love vocal producing than actually like almost making beats sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because I love making the process of the record. I love coming up with concepts. I love coming up with like just having a conversation in the room, be like, let's make that to a hook.
Yeah,
Let's do that. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But I also love getting on the keys and love
Being right.
killing it
Yeah,
and
yeah.
arrange it. So it's a thing, man, and it's something that you have to like zone in on and be able to just develop. It's an all develop, but the more records you do, the more you find yourself being that producer.
So which process do you prefer, in a sense? Where do you prefer to
Mm-hmm.
be physically in the studio with the artist? You're coming up
Hmm.
with the groundwork, everything, or are
Hmm.
you okay? Because obviously it's 2020 now. People are probably sending voice notes back and forth, etc.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
you never get to meet the artist, so and
Mm-hmm.
I find you can kind of hear that the, it's not as organic as when you can tell
Mm-hmm.
artists are in the studio together. But which do you prefer?
Well, of course, I prefer being prefer being in the studio, like just the speakers and a sub and feeling it in your chest, of course. But I
It sounds
mean,
so disgusting.
right. So but of course, I love being able to, I don't mind having to send voice notes. I don't mind being able to send, track ideas. That's what's gonna have to happen right now. I mean, that's what we're doing. So, I've been doing a lot of like just sending ideas here. Hey, sending this record to this A&R. What do you think about this one? Sending about this. So it's actually, I'm not mad at this time. I'm kind of in a different zone right now. I've been
Yeah.
concentrating heavy. So, but I love actually like I'd rather be in the studio, of course, all day. But if we have to do what we got to do, we just gotta, send the voice notes and stuff, or send like the I session ideas over or whatever. So
So when
yeah.
it comes to you finding beats to work with or help to develop or to suggest to artists, how do you
Mhm.
prefer to like receive that or go about that? Because the amount of DMs I get for beats and emails for
Hmm.
beats, it's crazy, right?
Right.
Where there are some people, I will kind of take the time to hear what they have because I feel like they package it. I find packaging is so important,
Right.
and people don't realize they don't think about the way you consume it.
Hmm.
So when I'm getting a DM saying, "Hey, check this out," there's no link, there's no
Oh
nothing really
yeah.
clear. It makes it frustrating, right? And
Yeah.
automatically that just deters you from even wanting to check it out. So how do
Right.
you prefer to receive beats? Are you open to receiving beats? Do you have a specific
Absolutely.
name that
Yeah.
you're it's only the team? Like how do you
Hmm.
prefer?
Oh no, absolutely no. I prefer from anybody who's dope. Like I'm not the guy who be like, don't
Stuck
send me
to a
no music,
genre,
please. Nah,
like
nah, please. I honestly right now I need like if I'm always looking for different producers to, work with, collab with. I mean, because the whole like I said, back to what we were saying about your network being your network, it's really about like I mean, yeah, I've been 10 years already kind of developing relationships with different label reps or A&R reps
yeah,
or some of my close friends who wasn't even in the labels, now they're in the labels now.
yeah,
So, so all of, it's different situations like, and they need to keep their jobs. So I'm happy to keep their jobs. I mean, I'm, here to try to develop a job, so I'm always looking for dope people who got dope tracks because at the end of the day, you know, it's 100% in the record. You know what I'm saying? We everybody can eat, and a lot of
exactly.
people be so nervous about that. Like, I don't want to send this record because I'm scared. I feel it bigger for somebody else. you better either put that record out or at least figure a way so you can get to that person of that record. You know what I'm saying?
Would you agree also that I feel like the people that are running so fearful of something happening to their record, or
Oh yeah.
someone taking the record, like I feel like, you know, I've had downtown now for almost like 4 years, and
Right.
personally, you can't run from it. At
Right.
some point, you're gonna have to get snaked. At some point, somebody's gonna take your money.
Oh
You're
yeah.
gonna see it back. Like at some
Right.
point, I feel like it's just part of the process.
It
And I
is.
feel like if you can't mentally, I'm not telling you go out there and be uneducated about your
No.
things, but you know, I find like, would you agree with that, or?
Yeah. I definitely feel that at least you're going to get fucked in your beginning stages. I mean, I don't think you can be able to be in the industry unless you have to learn, unless you really haven't, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say you're going to get fucked. That's not the way to say it. But if
But it's
you know,
true. It's facts.
it's
The
kind of true. I hate to
reality.
say, yeah, I hate to
It's
say
the
it like
reality.
that. It's the reality of it though, because if you don't get fucked, you're not going to learn. But you know what I'm saying? I've been, what I'm saying, like if you don't even get yourself out there, you ain't gonna know what to even see or what it's gonna be. So people, you have to stop that whole paranoid life, and a lot of people are just so crazy about like they're worrying about, so many people worrying about getting money before you even can split the pie, like before you get anything. You know what I'm saying?
So I'll share a story with you, and hopefully you'll spit one back at me.
Right. Got you. No,
Get
I
you
got you.
comfortable, right?
Right.
So for me, one of my worst experiences, and feel free to spark your blood, everyone, is 420s,
Nah,
cheese.
I know,
I
right? I
don't
know, I
care.
know. I hope everybody's smoking with me. They know,
I
people
hope
know I'm a
everyone is,
smoker.
like, you know.
Right. Hmm.
But one of the worst things I feel like happened to me, I won't say any names, but
Right.
there was a time when I was first starting out, and I used to obviously have to pay money out of my personal pocket to get studio time
Right.
to record sessions with artists for
Hmm.
interviews. And
Right.
I'm pretty sure as a producer, on your end, you schedule things with artists. Sometimes they're
Right.
responsible, sometimes they're not. You
Right.
have those variations of people. And there was this one particular artist where, like, it was like the second or third time I paid my money and they didn't show
Hmm.
up. No response, no anything.
Yep.
And
Yep.
obviously, you get frustrated. You feel like people are
Hmm.
trying to insult you, etc., etc.
Right.
But further down the line, I want to see maybe a year or two, randomly, the person hit me up. I got my
Hmm.
interview. I got my dub plates free of charge. I got like
Right.
everything that I wanted
Hmm.
and more. And I didn't
Right.
think of when I got it back to say okay.
Right.
So a lot of times I feel like maybe the bigger the fall you take, or the larger the L you take, is
Hmm.
the bigger the W you get in the industry. Maybe a year or two, randomly, the person hit me up. I got my
Hmm.
interview. I got my dub plates free of charge. I got like
Right.
everything that I wanted
Hmm.
and more. And I didn't
Right.
think of when I got it back to say okay.
Right.
So a lot of times I feel like maybe the bigger the fall you take, or the larger the L you take, is
Hmm.
the bigger the W you get in the industry. That's just been
Hmm.
my experience so far.
Right.
And as a way of just to remain positive, that's the way I try to like see it. So for
Right.
you, if you're feeling comfortable, what was one of those situations where it really made you like think about some things?
Oh man. Ooh.
But
Yeah, I got like, I mean, I got a story. I definitely got one of those stories. Like, yeah, I mean, I had a situation where this particular situation, I was that person's the artist's brother or whatever. And we all came in and did this amazing, album and stuff like that. And because, we were so cool, or everybody was so, good, people wasn't thinking about the business aspect of it, or was thinking about, you know,
split
you
sheets,
know, huh?
split
Yeah,
sheets.
split sheets. There you go. Right. We wasn't thinking about the splits or thinking about the letter direction, which a lot of people don't, of course, probably understand. But of course, like letter direction, it's you have to have a producer agreement, like off top. It don't care. And now being in the level, man, I don't care if you're my homie for 20 years.
Have
Hey,
to.
we signing
That
this
black and
paperwork
white.
on the
Black
on
and
that.
white.
Like, if you and if anybody in this group who's in music or who care, paperwork is everything. Like, everything. And shout out to my lawyer Chris, who's been down for me, thank God, for 4 years.
Yes.
And what I'm saying, he could have been charging me a lot more, but thank you, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like, but seriously, still, I've done stuff because I was so, like, at the time, like, man, maybe I need to get this check. And I was rushing, rushing, rushing. Didn't even contact my lawyer because I'm thinking it's gonna be too slow or whatever to process, and got caught up in some stuff where I didn't get my name wasn't properly, like, either my name was there, but my producer
Yeah.
name might not have been there,
Yeah.
or my splits wasn't correct because
Yeah.
somebody else added other folks to the splits or something like that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it's just like one of them situations where, like, yeah, you have that experience taught me so much. Even being with dealing with the labels and the major labels and seeing how they process it is. It's like, it teaches you so much about the business. So you have to, get fucked. And to me personally, it's, until you really deep in this business and got like a few hits under your belt, you're gonna get fucked somehow. You know what I'm saying? You're
Definitely.
gonna have to lose some. And like I said, it's all about what your get fucks is. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how much you can deal with, or whether you're sacrificing. Because sometimes you're gonna have to sacrifice some
Definitely.
publishing to get to your, the level you need to be at. So you got to sacrifice some money. You're gonna have to sacrifice some L. Whatever. If you spend the money, you're losing. I mean, it's an L regardless.
Exactly.
So you know what I'm saying. So, and that's the thing. So I feel that once you take a couple of those L's in your life, you'll eventually learn that
Definitely.
how to get right with it. So yeah, definitely that done happened a couple times. And it's
I'm
all
here
good.
with you.
Yeah, it's all
Here with
good.
you.
It's
I'm
all
here with you.
good. you know.
Like, and that's the reality. And for those of you that are
Hmm.
looking into that, like, we're not trying to
Hmm.
deter you. We're not trying to
At
depress you.
all.
Just giving you
At
that
all.
real talk. You
At
know,
all. Right.
um, it's necessary. It doesn't matter who you are. If they were your favorite artist, if you looked up
Hmm.
to them your whole life, it doesn't matter. Black and
Right.
white. Black and white.
Right.
That's
Right.
all we
Black and
can say,
white. Black
right?
and white. And yeah, you need that because, I mean, this is your life. I mean, this is your career you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And you get your single. This is forever money. So you need to make sure your contract is forever made. You know what I'm saying? I
It's like
mean,
when you go into college or university. That's when you realize nobody gives a fuck about you.
at
That's when
all.
the professor is not gonna come
At
hounding you
all.
down, tell you, "Hey, you gotta hand in that paper." They already got
Right.
their bread. They
Right. They
don't
already got
care.
their bread. They don't care. They
They
don't
don't
care.
care.
Like,
So
yeah.
yeah. Okay. So now I know we went forward, but I'm bringing you back again. So
Bring it back.
we got Jay Holiday, and then
Okay.
after Jay Holiday, working with him
Uh,
led you where was your direction heading from there?
so my direction was heading from there. That was like, those were my last like real, I think years in Atlanta actually. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the last like, far as somebody who was, doing something, at the time, which was, like I said, that's probably been 2012 or something then. But we so from there I went straight to Los Angeles. And that whole trip, I just kind of had to, like, I knew back at that time, which is so weirdly because you meet so many people now who kind of been out here the same time as me.
Right.
That back at that time, 2012, IG wasn't popping. You know what I'm
No.
saying? It wasn't even, IG probably came out like 2012-ish, mid, like source of spring, summer, and it wasn't really pop. I think the other little stuff was popping, like maybe, I mean, Twitter was still crazy, but no, I think the world started getting to this place where you could see stuff in its own, and everybody was always saying, like, to get the dope writers, you need to come to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I'm a producer, I need writers, dope writers. So I came out here, and within the first year and a half, excuse me, well, let's not go too fast. My first When I came out here, I was only supposed to be here for 2 weeks for just a round trip,
Yeah.
and within those 2 weeks, I ended up lucked up and got with a production team, and
Dope.
then I got me a gig. So by the time it was time for me to go back, I let the plane go and I never went back. So like I said, I had to bet on myself at
You
that
do,
time to
you
get it.
do.
You
And
know, so
I want to ask because now I find like Atlanta is that main place for people.
yeah, and Atlanta just becoming like Atlanta's been popular. Atlanta's just kind of getting to that
Yeah.
place now, like to like whoa, like maybe I might need to come back a little bit. You
Go
know
back.
what I'm saying? You
Exactly,
know,
right? I
yeah,
feel
like
like in
I
a sense
do.
it's
Yeah,
almost like becoming the New York or LA, like you're
it
saying, where
is
people feel like that's where I need to be in the
right.
hub. You got Tyler Perry Studios out there, a lot
Crazy,
of
yeah.
dope other studios and producers out there.
Mhm.
And I
Right.
find correct me if I'm wrong, but I find like when I'm in Atlanta, whoever the
Mhm.
people are, because of that southern hospitality, people are more
Mhm.
approachable,
Well, yeah,
more down
absolutely.
to
It's so
earth
funny. It's so
in
funny you say
Atlanta.
that though, because you say more people are more approachable, but I'm from there, so I'll be like, yeah, people be a little,
Not walk up to
they,
them for sure,
yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah,
But in the
yeah, yeah.
sense of like
But no, yeah, if you're
they're
not
more
from Atlanta,
open
people,
to working with you. I
mhm,
find like opportunity
right,
it's very easy to stumble upon someone. They're like, oh, I work here, here, here.
mhm.
You know, like
Right, because yeah, that's true. That's true because this is why. One thing that's so weird about Atlanta is if you're not from Atlanta, like if you're not from Atlanta, Atlanta people will be like, they're just more willing to work with outsiders. It's something weird about it. I guess it's because it's
it
something
works the
that,
same way everywhere.
yeah, I think it works the same way. Yeah, everywhere because it's like, when you deal with somebody who ain't the regular, and I guess people know whoever, you used to work with. I don't know why it's like that. It's so weird, but we are Southern hospitality people. That's just what it is. We
You guys
love
are.
you.
You guys are.
Yeah, we love that, man, and that's even in LA. That helps me a lot in LA too because people know. Oh, you from the South? Oh, okay. You cool. We know you ain't on
You're
no
not coming
weirdo
to make
shit.
that shit.
Yeah, yeah,
For real.
yeah. Yeah,
I
so yeah,
like
that's
that.
true. That's true.
All right. So, recently, I shouldn't
Hmm.
laugh before I say this, but
Hmm.
recently, Sunday night, man, I geared my
Oh
whole
man,
thing.
don't do that. Don't
I
talk.
made, I
No,
made my Sunday dinner. I
come
had
on,
my
man.
rice and peas, everything lining up.
Come
I
on.
had the wine. I had the
Right,
outfit, ready for the
right,
living room party. Um,
right.
and then about 420K people deep. Teddy
Mm.
Riley is still telling Babyface he needs to
Oh
turn
my
his
God.
headphones down.
Oh
So
my God. Devastating. This was the most devastating situation I've seen in my life. This is worse
damn,
than anything.
damn.
I was waiting. I'm talking about. I had ordered pizza. I had wine. Said salads. We was ready.
The people
We was
were
ready.
ready.
We was ready, man. And tonight we going down tonight. It's gonna go down again. But I'm like, man, I'm just praying that Teddy don't be on no
I
weirdo
feel
stuff.
because
Mm-hmm.
I was definitely watching it. If
Mm-hmm.
you're anyone in the music industry, like Teddy Face, like catalogs on each end are
Crazy.
stupid, like crazy stupid.
Right.
I don't know if I'm putting you in position. Teddy
Mm-hmm.
plays games. He does play games. The man was all
He
like,
does play games. Yeah, he was playing. He was playing. Like, what was that? Like, like, come on, man. Like, why would you? We wasn't even looking for it, and you giving us something we ain't looking for, Teddy.
Babyface
Come
just hit
on.
him with the two questions. Like, I got some quick for the
Yeah,
ladies.
yeah, I got something for you, the young daddy. You did that when you was 12, right? He
That
was
was
hitting him
cute.
with the smack.
That was cute.
Yeah, that was real cute. Yeah, he was killing. Yo, and then for Babyface to kind of, he was already, still sick. He was smacking him on the head. It was just embarrassing.
Like, young
Young
man,
man, what are you doing
young
over here,
man.
young man? He was young. He was definitely killing him with that, yo.
Oh man, I all had to just play my own battle
Yeah,
after.
you
That's how
did.
sad I
Well,
was. Like,
shout out to D Nice. D Nice was kind of, he helped the
yeah,
people get
shout out
right,
to you.
So D Nice was definitely because it was sad. It was almost listening to like I don't know. I felt so. I woke up the next
It
morning like
was,
there
it
had to
was.
be a dream.
I'm
There had to be a
still up to
dream.
today, even though I know the rematch is happening. I'm
I'm
still
nervous
like,
for the rematch.
damn.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm nervous because I'm like, man, I hope these niggas be. Well, I'm not even these niggas. I hope Teddy. It's not even Babyface. We can't even put him. We gotta leave Teddy. I mean Babyface out of the negativity because they don't put them on CNN talking about the whole battle. They
Oh wow.
like. So it
Oh
made
wow.
That's why I was very shocked at knowing how Babyface is such a classy guy. He's not for the little bullshit.
Well,
I
I
was so
mean,
shocked that he was going. He came back and did it.
I felt like he
Super.
wasn't, so I'm happy that,
I'm
you know,
happy that right,
agrees with.
right.
So I did see that also Timbaland and Swizz, they did like a separate live because they had to let the
They
people know, like,
did.
Versus does not
Yeah.
support this. Like, this is
Right,
not what
right,
we do. Okay, so I
right.
have to ask you, Babyface or Teddy Riley, who are you going with?
Ooh, good question. But this is the thing. Teddy is going to play them upbeat hits, and Teddy gonna pull out that Michael Jackson Danger album because y'all people forget that he did the
He
Danger
had
album.
Bad, he had Remember the Time, he had
You know
all
what I'm
those tracks.
saying? Hold on, wait. Teddy did Bad too?
I'm pretty sure he had credits
Did
on
he?
that song.
Wow, I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know that. But yeah, I
But
know for a fact. But I honestly think Babyface gonna get him with the hey, now get him. You bring it out, but but yeah, I'm sure that Babyface is gonna come with a whole different swag because you got to think about is Babyface gonna pull out all of his stuff and the stuff he wrote, or he's gonna pull out the LaFace record catalog
and
where
here's
Outkast,
my
Tony
thing,
Braxton,
you
you
know,
know.
kind of You're Making Me High, one of my favorite Tony
Oh my
Braxton
God.
tracks. Like,
Come on, man.
it's kind of unfair, but in a
Yeah.
sense, I kind of was looking at it, and when you look at music history, please
Mm-hmm.
correct me or agree to
Mm-hmm.
disagree. I'd love to have this conversation, pick your brain a
Absolutely.
bit. But when you look at
Mm-hmm.
the story, right, it was
Mm-hmm.
just like that. It was Babyface, and he
Mm-hmm.
was creating all these hits for majority of the artists, and he was killing that R&B scene. And
Right.
artists like Bobby Brown,
Mm-hmm.
artists like Guy, things like
Mm-hmm.
that. I'll Be Sure had a 1-2
Right.
records with him. They started
Right.
saying, all right, like they feel like it's boring. They want something
Mm-hmm.
more hip. They want to be like the hip hop guys
Right. Right.
but
Right.
still remain, you know? And that's
Mm-hmm.
how Teddy Riley's sound, in a sense, developed, right? And I
Right.
feel like
Right.
what we witnessed with that live is exactly what happened when it comes to their
Mm-hmm.
story, where it's like, Babyface has always been cool, calm, and collected. Like, all right, you want to go to Teddy, you want all that noise, like, you go ahead,
Right.
but I'm gonna
Right.
always be right here, like,
Right. Right.
chilling,
Right.
doing what I do. So
Right. Who you got?
it has to be Babyface. It has to be
Right. Okay. All
because,
right. That's what I'm saying.
you know, look at the catalog. You got Mariah Carey, you got Whitney Houston, you got Tony Braxton. You like, yes, Teddy has Michael Jackson, but
Right.
just there's something about I feel like Babyface has more timeless records,
He does. Yeah. He does.
similar to
He
Drake, right? Like
does. He does.
that timeless sound where like 20 years from now, 30 years from now, they're still gonna be playing.
Right. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah.
Not that Teddy
Um.
doesn't, just I feel Baby has more.
Well, this is the thing. I remember. I mean, the battle was originally supposed to be L.A. Reid and Babyface versus Teddy Riley. And I guess LA. Well, Teddy. Babyface had the quarantine because he's
Yeah,
battling the
yeah.
COVID thing.
Him and his
So
family,
maybe,
yeah.
but I'm just wondering if Babyface gonna pull out those the face records because listen,
He
at
has
the end of the
to.
day, you got to remember Babyface. The battle of the rules are like you could play whatever that you credit on,
Remixes,
right?
all of that. All
Remixes.
of that.
And that's the thing, and that was the thing, and I think Babyface, he I don't know. He said the closest thing he did to rap was the Bobby Brown, but I mean I don't think
I
that's
think
true because
Babyface actually, was it who had the City is Mine record? Was that Teddy Riley or Babyface?
the city is mine.
Yeah, the Jay-Z record.
Oh,
I'm
darn, I
trying to
forgot.
I feel
Yeah, I'm
like
trying to remember.
it's gonna bug me.
Yeah,
But one of them
yeah,
has a Jay-Z and a Nas. I think it was Babyface. I hope I'm
right.
not wrong, guys. But
Right.
the City is Mine, and that
hmm
is one of my B-side kind of favorite Jay-Z
Right.
tracks. So I feel like when they're even able to get into that bag, like Swizz said, like Timbaland said, it was some people are saying
Teddy.
Babyface. It was Babyface.
Babyface. Oh, they said so. Okay, yeah. I don't know. I can't
Yeah,
remember that one. Yeah. Oh,
Black
Black
Street.
Street.
Yep,
Okay.
we
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
Guy. Like we were saying,
Got you.
there's a lot of records, but I feel like, as I said, we're gonna see it play out because I
Yeah.
did see Charlemagne kind of said a comment on there where he kind of said that if this was on Facebook, you know,
Right.
it would have shut down because all the aunties and the grandmas are on there. So
Right. Right.
maybe the fact that it's on Instagram can kind of sway the audience, and we don't know how people feel tonight.
Right.
You know
I
how it
think
may
that
play
I
out.
think listen, regardless, I'm praying. I'm sure it can get up to 400,000 again. I'm sure,
Definitely,
but I'm also think that because they was like so late. It was just oh God, Teddy, he didn't have to do all that shit.
it
He
was way
didn't have to. He
too much.
didn't have to.
It
He
was
didn't
way
have
too
to
much.
add. He was just going so, and I get what he was trying to
But
do.
that's
I get
always
it.
been Teddy.
That's always
And
been
that's what I
Teddy,
was
though.
trying to
That's always
explain
been
to
Teddy.
someone. I feel like that's what's made Teddy Teddy. Sometimes it's worked for him, sometimes,
Right, right.
you know,
At this time, it was an epic fail for the world. The world was hurt from that. I was
it was
hurt.
legendary.
I was so I was yo.
It was
That ruined
legendary.
my night. That was the best. That was gonna be our best quarantine weekend
It was.
ever.
It was.
I mean, the Michael Jordan one was amazing. That definitely helped
Oh,
yesterday.
did you
Yeah,
have
the
a chance
Michael.
to watch again?
Oh man, the Michael Jordan
I
one
have to watch
is.
it again. It was amazing.
It was amazing, and it just felt like being there. We don't got no sports. You know what I'm saying? It's
That's
just
what I said.
like,
But the guys are really gonna dig into this because they don't have no sports right now.
yeah, yeah, and it's just like I. It sucks because you know we needed that. We needed to see some Jordan shit. We needed to see some story. We needed to see just something greatness, just to fulfill within
All
us.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
So I
And
got a
so,
question for you since you watched that. If Scottie Pippen was Michael Jordan's Robin, who is your Robin to your Michael Jordan? And who are you? Who is your Michael Jordan to you? And
uh,
you're the Robin for that.
oh man, that's a good question. Well, I mean, I got a few. I got, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think I have a Robin. I think I have more of a Super Friends. You feel me? Like I got a Super Friend crew. You know
You
what I'm
got
saying?
adventures going on?
I got the whole adventure crew going, man. Like all of the people in my squad and my crew are amazing. Everybody's dope. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about a Robin. You know what I'm saying? I've been looking for a Robin for a minute, like a serious
All right.
because I believe in production teams. I love production. I came up with production teams. I came up with the Jimmy Jams and Terry Lewis. I came up with the, Timberlands and
Collab,
Missies.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I came up with the underdog. So I'm such a believer in collabing with producers. And I mean, I'm from Atlanta. In Atlanta, we are known to collab with other
Yeah.
producers. They don't really do that out here in Cali like that. It's more of the writing squads, and all the writers get together. But in Atlanta, we all producers, we all get together. We'll have 10 producers on the record. So you know what I'm saying, and we'll get that
It is
money.
true. I
Yeah,
find like the more east you get is the smaller you'll see like the credits kind of list. I find like people are
right,
more close knit.
right.
But I do wish that people would realize the success we get when we collab and we work together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't know why people don't get that, but we are such a great entity. Like we made pop music pop music. I mean, let's just be
Back,
real. You know what I'm saying? We made
back,
rock and roll.
back.
You know what I'm saying? So
Jazz is
let's
jazz,
people
all of it.
jazz is jazz. So, we gotta understand like so many people, like I said again, I think we're so what's the word for it? I guess we're so jammed in this like we're trying to get money or spend money before we get it. And we look at that before we can even get the creativity out. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what it's about. Like if you're doing this for the money, it's not gonna work for you.
It's
You
not.
know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work for you. You're not gonna get nothing from it. You're not. I mean,
You're
like
not.
when I mean, and that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. I hate to keep going back to it, but I got to what you said, the 10,000 hours.
Yep.
If I count it from my 2009 to my 2019, it happened the exact schedule of the 10,000 hours. The
Gee.
exact. I got my first major studio, 2019. I mean 2009,
Yeah.
and 2019 I get my first little jab with Warner Music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of like okay, that was the 10 year boom. And it just gets better. You know what I'm saying? It just gets
Definitely.
better. So but yeah, I just think that we gotta just collab. We keep collabing with everybody. This is the time, in the season where we are in. We need to collab with everybody. We need to collab with the people who you ain't called or you ain't think, holler at them.
Holler at him.
Holler at them.
Holler
Yeah,
at him. The
straight
worst thing
up.
to say is what? No.
Right. And that's what we've been so scared of so long is the rejection. Even me, I was one of those people. I
You
was super
can't be.
scared of the.
Not in
I
this
was
industry. You
right. I
can't.
was super scared of the rejection. But then once you finally get through that rejection and you get through the understanding of that, like you good. Like you can really at the end of the day, like once you understand what it is, you just keep going and keep getting yourself better.
So
Make it not so.
what helped you to overcome that?
Getting rigid. What helped me was to keep the nose. The nose, the more nose you get, that shows the more you hustling and you getting it out to people. You feel me?
Facts.
So the more no's you get, you're gonna have to have a yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So and trust me, that yes makes up for them no's. I promise. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So
I
yeah,
agree. I'm living testimony. You're obviously living testimony to that. So
right,
I
right.
agree. Now, when it comes to your wish list,
Hmm.
like, I'll probably decide who's on your wish list in terms of, I'm going to break it down since
Okay.
you're a man of many talents, you're the full production. So, in terms of an artist you could write for,
Oh man.
who's on your
Who's on my list?
wish list?
Wish
I
list.
don't
All
care.
right, all right, cool. So I mean, of course, Beyonce, Jay. Um, I love YBN or Cordae. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan, like of
He,
YBN
woo,
Cordae.
he's
You know what I'm
lyricist,
saying?
up and coming.
Yeah. Snow Allegra. I love Snow Allegra.
Shout
I
outs to
love her.
Division.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. Yeah, I
That,
love that.
that whole record is stupid fire.
Yeah. Let me see. And who else? I think I really would love to, and I know I'm talking like the baby, not the baby, but what the baby too. The baby's crazy, but
QC.
yeah, no, little
Oh,
baby, the way he
just little
attack,
baby. Just clarifying.
yeah,
Okay.
little baby, because you got to understand the way he attack records. You know what I'm
His
saying? I
cadence
love
is
the way he
stupid.
attack. His cadence is just crazy. And people, I'm a believer in knowing how to attack a record. That's what makes me, especially when writing, vocal producing, is understanding how to attack a record in a different style
Fill
and
those
making people,
pockets. He does that very.
yeah, yeah. So,
I want to give you a heads up. We have a minute left in. Is
okay,
it
cool.
okay with you if we were to
Get
continue the
off it.
conversation? I'm enjoying it very much. Are you
Absolutely.
open for when it shuts down? I'll call you
Yeah,
right
yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Call me
All
right
right.
back. I'm with it. I'm with it.
Awesome. So please continue.
Um, yeah. So,
A little
so,
baby.
so, little baby, yeah, but yeah. So, I mean, a lot of those, people who just are great at being able to have different cadence. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Timberland. Of course, I
Well,
love to work with him. He's legendary.
I love
Swiss,
when he
all of
does
those people.
lives and like
Oh yeah.
he does the beat me. Oh man, like his
Yep.
people
Yep.
just
Yeah. He's still to me. I mean, he's what made my.
God level.
Yeah. He made me really get to a different level of producing.
If you could say, what about Timbaland's style do you most like resonate with, or you most like you take away the most, and you're like,
Um, I take away with Tim. I take away the way that he can create sounds from sounds. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to find anything and put it in something and just like, really like push forward to a dynamic that a lot of people haven't even heard. You know what I'm saying? He know how to touch people's frequencies. You know what I'm saying? So I love that. So, but yeah, that's what I would that's me personally, where I take away from that.
so for people that you would want to give beats to, or people
Yeah.
just
Yeah, he's still to me. I mean, he's what made my
God level.
yeah. He made me really get to a different level of producing.
If you could say, what about Timbaland's style do you most like resonate with, or you most like you take away the most, and you're like,
Um, I take away with Tim. I take away the way that he can create sounds from sounds. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to find anything and put it in something and just like, really like push forward to a dynamic that a lot of people haven't even heard. You know what I'm saying? He know how to touch people's frequencies. You know what I'm saying? So I love that. So, but yeah, that's what I would that's me personally, where I take away from that.
So for people that you would want to give beats to, or would prefer to like do the whole, that's how we're feeling. Everyone's coming back in.
Yeah,
Everyone's coming back in.
yeah. This song is crazy.
Let's go.
Yeah. Hey. Tori's so sick with this. Hey.
I have to stop or else I'll be here all
Hey,
night.
straight up.
Jeez. The new
Straight
Toronto
up.
3 album.
That Toronto
Crazy.
3. Even the one before last, with the one with the R&B, what he did with the
Tricks Tape. Ooh.
Yo, listen, let me tell you, that was like that. So that was the weekend of the Soul Train Music Awards, and that was my first time going to the awards show because I was super. That's where Timar, she did her first TV,
Yeah.
and I'm such a fan of Soul Train. Like I'm talking about, I grew up on Soul Train. That's probably what was the start for me. Yeah, so watching that every morning is it was everything. So, but yeah, man, it was just that album got me through that weekend, boy. Like going to Vegas, driving to Vegas, and just like, just hearing that whole
It was a
shit.
whole vibe because
It's a vibe.
he found a way to, like, in my personal opinion, obviously you know way more than I do, but
No, man.
I'd love to hear your opinion as well. Where I just felt like for us that we obviously grew through that era of 1000 BT, Spring Bling, all these things were just so. I know these kids will never know.
You ever never know about Spring Bling.
They will never know, right?
They will
but
never know.
I don't know if we'll get those things back ever again. But when he balanced that and the fact that we already knew those songs so well,
right,
and to hear it and it was still fresh, and the way he found a way to just make everything, it was stupid. Like the Pharrell track, Beautiful, Snoop Dogg, like,
come on, man, come on. Even the Chris Brown one, to break it down when he did was just beyond, man. Like he killed that, like straight up.
The whole thing was just honestly like beautiful work of art.
Yeah, man, it was amazing, man. But yeah, man.
But let's get into that wish list some more, right?
Okay, so the wish list, yeah.
So we left off. We did writers. So now it's asking for artists that you would want to possibly have beats for, do a whole, like, who you could see yourself or you would wish to do a whole project with.
You know what? I would love to do a crazy project with. Like, I would love to get in with her. Like, I've been loving like her and her writing. Like I knew when she was just a little writer like Gabby, and she was just so amazing.
Well,
so I love.
Know who her was.
Nobody know who her was. You know what I'm saying? And but I want to get in with her, Tiana Taylor.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
She's so underrated.
She's very underrated. Y'all just don't know, man. Like,
some people complain to say she's a bit much, but I don't feel so. I just feel like
to
Tory Lanez, when you have so much like talent just like inside and you need a way. Yes, sometimes maybe by the time you're done listening, you're like, whoa, it's a full experience when it comes to them. But there's like super like Tiana Taylor's air, her eyes. Because visually, like, her production company, she's been killing it.
Yeah, and the production, her visions is the same as her writing. It's just a different level. It's a different level.
Do you agree with the way You Feel Good Music in that camp has been dealing with her career?
No, I don't. They definitely are holding her back. Yeah, they're not doing her right. And I pray that, paperwork is okay because, what I'm saying, that paperwork, I hope it's good because she needs to explode in a different way. Like, she needs, like, 7 songs is not going to do her. And her creativity, I'm sure she has some stuff. Right. So she, it was sucks that she, I mean, I know people, who've worked with her, and like they say certain her creativity is so deep. But since, I mean, of course, too, I also too on the same time of that as a producer, that we and artists sometimes we always bump heads because of, as a producer, we have an ear for the way this needs to be arranged and going, and as an artist it's like, but no, I feel, and a lot of
Yeah,
people be having these thoughts and like talk about, I feel I can, I have the mind to do it, but they ain't never brought that record out before, and I've, people have been around, and that's the biggest worst thing about being in the studio with certain artists who aren't open enough to understand that, or enough
so
people
how do
who
you
will.
like deal with that balance in the studio, or like if
It's,
you
well, I mean, you kind of got to understand, like you called me to produce a record, so let me produce this record. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? And you just kind of got to, you got to let a person, because you got to let a person just, you got to just get them to get it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the worst that happens sometimes is where a lot of times you just kind of sell. You got to sell the dream. You got to sell the dream to her and let them understand it. But yeah, it does be difficult sometimes.
back.
So yeah.
Um, so another artist that you feel, because I would definitely have Tory Lanez, Tiana Taylor on that list. Um, who else did you have on that list of artists where you feel like
Uh-huh.
they have so much to give, but we've yet to get
Right,
that from them? Not on their doing,
right.
just
So hold on, let me repeat. So you said who else is like on that list that I wait and said again? Sorry.
that you feel like similar to Tiana Taylor or how I mentioned Tory Lanez, where I feel like they're so talented, but yet still they're like underrated, or for some reason, whatever's
Right.
going on their camp, like we're not getting what we feel we should be getting from the artist.
Um.
I have one,
Yeah, you
probably
go ahead first. You go
unexpected.
ahead first. Yeah, you go ahead first
I
because
would
I'm
say
trying.
Cash Doll.
Okay, and why would
I
you say
I
that?
I I love Cash Doll, and I fell in love with her when she came out with that For Everybody track, and the way she like spun
Mm-hmm.
that, and as obviously a dark skinned girl
Right.
spitter, she
Right.
writes 100% of her shit.
Right.
Um, but what I feel like, she is one of those artists that spoke about her 2 year situation. She couldn't put out
Right.
music, etc., etc. And now that she has a
Right.
chance, she's
Right.
slowly been building that momentum. But I feel
Right.
like something else is not being said, because she's another person where I feel like she has so much
Mm-hmm.
potential.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she should have even taken off before Meg did, because Meg came a
Right.
little bit after her, in the sense
Right.
of not comparing them at all, because I love them both amazing. I'm just speaking in the sense of like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Cash Doll is another one of those artists that has so much potential. I feel like she should have way more collabs than she does.
Mm-hmm.
She should have been probably pushed way further than she has been. But for
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason, like when Ice Me Out came out, um, was with Lil Wayne,
Mm-hmm.
that should have been an anthem. I
Right.
don't know what happened there. If people were hearing
Right.
what I
Right.
heard, Lil Wayne gave a stupid verse again, that like it's not often
Right.
you're getting that old Wayne, and she almost got a bit of that old Wayne on her
Mm-hmm.
Ice Me Out track. But
Mm-hmm.
she's another one of those artists where I feel like
Right.
they're not giving her her just
Okay.
because she's from Detroit. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know the quality, but
Well, I'm gonna tell you just not to cut you off, but I'm gonna say, far as what you were saying, the one of the biggest issues was, um, I think that it was too many female rappers that came out at the same time that the culture only can deal with, because sadly that we as a culture, we feel that, what I'm saying, okay, this is cool, that's cool, but then when something get played, they be like, all right, all right, all right, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what happened, because to me, like, I feel like Drizzy is super
yeah,
underrated.
she's another one for
Drizzy
sure. She could
is
spit.
so talented. She's such a dope vocalist. She's
Yeah,
talented. She's a person who, like, very much so is, she's very much so a person that she just knows how to hit those pockets. She knows how to pick those tracks,
Right. I'm waiting for the
and
right record to come out for
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah. So
one.
I'm waiting for her. I hope she can finally catch that drip. You know what I'm saying?
That.
And we just gotta ride that wave with her because she's super dope.
So how do you feel about working with female rappers? I know you're very versatile in terms of like who you're willing to work with, but um
Mm-hmm.
that is something that personally for me, as being a person on the media side of things, I try
Mm-hmm.
my best to like give that light to women and acknowledge the women, because I find, especially in the rap game or in
Mm-hmm.
that genre, it's very hard for, I feel, the true artists like Rhapsody, Tierra Whack, Chica,
Mm-hmm.
so many dope female femcs that are not getting their proper just due, or if they do, it's like a weird sexist post, and it's not
Right.
conversations I feel like the men would be receiving, or the questions they
Right.
would be receiving. So you as a producer, how do you feel about the female rappers in the game right now, and are you open to working with them, or do you feel like they're all the
Absolutely.
same? Like, how are you?
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, one of the first girls, when I moved out here, first artist I worked with was a female artist by the name of Lex Lou. And I don't know if you remember watching the Four with Diddy and all of them, but she was one
Yeah.
of the contestants on there, and she was also on MTV's first season. I think You Can Dance. She was on that season, so she's such a talented. Like everybody need to look for Lex Lou, and Lex Lou to this day I still work with her, but she's such a dope, talented, versatile artist. You know what I'm saying? So many different ways. But the issue is we live in a world that we've been trained to think a certain way or feel like, oh, okay, well, you know, when there's so many, you got so many chicks in the game, and it's so versatile right now. Like I love it. Like I
I
love
love
what's
it
going
too.
on. It's very versatile. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel that I guess it's just like with so much music being pumped out that we just can't keep up with who is who and what it's just like you got like it's like over
I feel like I can't
15
accept
different
that
dolls.
because, sorry to call you out, but I feel like that's hard to accept because
Right,
for men, women, from the beginning of time, you guys have been
right,
up front in the industry, making the tracks, being
right,
at the forefront, um, like, and women have never been like, oh, it's so many men, we can't tell who's who. We knew,
right, right,
So I
right,
feel like now it's that time where it's well overdue that
right.
it's given that same respect. So,
No,
um,
absolutely. I'm with you with that. Like I feel that my thing is I just want everybody to be able to get heard. That's what I'm saying. And it's
it's hard to cut
super
out the noise.
yeah, it's hard to cut up the noise, it's hard to cut out the, bitch ass nigga give a fuck about a nigga and you got man, cash this, cash that, or then you got cash me out. It's so many
It's
out
true.
there like which one are we like which one's gonna stand up to be that.
It's
That's
true.
the one. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the reason why you back in the day was such a different story, like you had Foxy, you had Kim, but you knew who Foxy was. You knew who was Kim was. You knew what it was. You knew who Eve was. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like they also had like the difference for them is they had like a strong set of males around them, and they were like the highlight
Right,
of the group, right?
right,
Kind of similar to how Murder Inc. had Charlie Baltimore,
right,
right? Or
right,
Terror
right,
Squad had Remy. Like it wasn't,
right.
but I've yet to see a group like that where it's two or three of them and not
Well,
just the one female. Like,
the last people we had was Young Money. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Young Money was the last of
But
that
what was her
because
name? Sherry. She didn't last. I don't even think I heard a 16 from her.
yeah.
Chanel.
Oh,
I think
Chanel.
her name was Chanel.
That's so funny. I
Like
haven't heard.
I'm not even trying to be funny. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? But
not
like,
even you're fine,
like it's
yeah,
like that where like Nikki ate her food. Like she ate
right,
her food because Nikki came
right,
with the bars. She
right,
wrote her shit. She came with that energy and that
right,
hunger.
right. But you know what I was looking at it back then was my thing was I felt like the reason it was like that because the queens need somebody to protect them at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And I looked at it as those men were there to protect those queens. So they came out, and it was like it wasn't like a bunch of it was just that chick, you know what I'm saying, who we protecting, and that was why I look how I looked at it. So, and it does need to be like that because, you know, you got chicks on we got like females going to jail for this rap shit right now. You know what I'm saying? And this shit is stupid. It's just dumb. And we just need, it's just super crazy. You look at Megan Thee Stallion, like I felt like if she had like the right team around her, she wouldn't have been messed up in this contract where she in right now. You know what I'm saying? And
Well,
or the
some
right
would argue,
person.
or some people argue to say, like, I guess depending on where you are at in life, when you're presented with something, you kind of just take that, but you know that later down the road, you'll deal with it when it comes, So
Hey,
people might
Scottie
not want
Pippen,
to
right?
say that, but
Scottie Pippen, right here for the Scottie Pippen 7 year.
it's
Damn,
facts. So
that's facts,
facts,
right? You're right. Got you.
And
Yeah,
I feel like labels sometimes they do take advantage of that
they do.
as a weak spot.
They
So
do.
for the sake of the women and
Hmm.
me just bringing that into the energy for you, I'd like a
Yeah.
list, please, from you. What is your wish list of women, whether it's writing, full albums, projects, that you would
Uh,
love to work with or have the
um.
opportunity to work with?
Um. For facts, Esther Dean, far as writing, like I was such a Esther Dean, fan. And I love, you know, when it comes to, let me see, I'm trying to think, because there's so many, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many right now. Like, hmm. Well, let me just keep on the artist. So, like I said, I love Cardi, I love Nicki, I love Megan, I definitely wanted to fuck with Megan because Megan got a whole different type of vibe with her, man. Like she's a
I
different.
feel right now though, did you listen, sorry to cut your list, but did you listen to the full project of Sugar that she came out with?
I did. I
Okay.
scanned through it, and I wasn't like I think she could have came out a little harder, but that was me.
Okay. But here's what I have to say in regards to that.
Okay.
That Pharrell and Meg Thee Stallion collab,
Okay.
you watch it, you wait for it, because every track that was hitting for me on
Uh-huh.
that project, and I look into it,
Uh-huh.
Pharrell.
Word.
And you
I
see what
remember
I'm
she was
saying?
in the studio doing
That
that. Yeah, I
that's
remember that.
just they had the track with Gunna, which was one of my favorite tracks on there. Stop Playing
Okay.
Games. That was
Got you.
Pharrell.
Got you.
Um, and he's so current. Like he found a way to still have that Neptune sound,
Right.
stay in there. And when you go back and listen to it,
Mm-hmm.
now that I've said it, you're gonna
Then now,
hear it.
yeah, yeah, I'm probably
And
gonna
I
hear it
feel like
different.
that can be a dynamic duo, similar to like how I love seeing Offset collab with Metro Boomin. Like
You're
there's
right.
certain partnerships where I'm like, all right, if I see these two doing something together,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be
No,
something
see.
beautiful.
Nah, okay. Now you're right. You're right. Now, like I'm gonna have to go with like because I just didn't give it the chance because I just really haven't, been checking out
Because
all
that's
the
not
music.
really
But
your type of
no,
lyricism.
no, not even that. It wasn't that because I'm not listening. You gotta understand. I come from a producer point, so I'm always listening to the beat to drive me. So then once the beat drive me, the lyrics I can go back and be like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's just because I think as a producer
Well,
status.
when you
So
think
it's
about when you listen back to it, because initially when I listened to the Sugar Project, not to do a deep dive on Meg, but it was
hmm
so clean to me. And it didn't
got you.
sound like her other projects. So I had to I was like, what's going on here? It
Mm,
sounded like more album-y, Even though she
yeah.
keeps saying it's not an
Commercial.
album. So when I
Right.
looked into it, Timbaland was on there,
hmm
Pharrell, so she definitely invested money in this project. And I
Right, right.
when you're hearing certain sound effects, um, it makes you appreciate it a bit more. So
Okay.
so to me, I feel like out of everything she's released thus far, this
Right,
has been her best project yet. Um,
right,
I feel like if Outside was open, it probably would
right,
have, because she's one of those artists. I feel like she has to be
right,
outside, kind of doing the shows too, you know.
right.
But we'll see how it plans out.
Yeah. We hope, and that's the thing. Like, that's why I'm so concerned about. Like, I hope artists are able to like keep their mind, mentality, because people make money off of this performance, lifestyle. That's how it is. So it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
And
So.
how for you as like a producer, how are you surviving during this time, and like how do you
Mhm.
find it's like interrupting your workflow being a part of the music industry?
Um, well, of course, it's just, of course, things can get a little slower, uh, with, as far as, um, as far as the workflow, because, right now, everybody's, like I said, if they didn't have it set up at the house and doing it themselves, it's like,
You're
people kind of,
screwed.
oh,
Yeah.
shoot, yeah. Or people kind of sure sneaking in the studios and, still getting the thing done. But I mean, it's cool. Honestly, it made me concentrate. It definitely made me like tune in deeper, and I'm actually more inspired right now because now I'm like just now I have no choice but to keep creating and making the
Lock
records. So
in.
I'm locked in now, man. I'm super motivated. So, I mean, to me, I'm just making the best out of this time, which is stay creative. You know what I'm saying? Stay going. Stay, creating new businesses. You know what I'm saying? New ideals. You got to just expand your mind right now. This is the time to get it. If no other time ain't now, it is now. Okay, you feel me? So
Facts.
yeah,
A
that's
lot
the
of
thing.
billionaires come out of these type of situations, so it's up to
Word.
like each and everyone listening to take the keys that you shared with us.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few staple questions that we do like to ask here at Downtown.
Okay.
um, as I mentioned to you, it is an acronym. It does stand for Don't Waste No Time with Negativity. So
Okay.
I'd like to ask you, what is a recent situation that might have happened where you chose, could have went another way, but you chose not to waste time with negativity and
Oh,
had to push through?
easy. Easy. It's just when, having, just maybe having a conversation. Uh-oh, the bell about to start. So yeah, but I was about having the conversation where somebody was texting you some negative stuff, and you can keep arguing with a person, but a person can't argue with themselves. So you basically just don't, respond.
Yeah.
You don't respond, and that's how you got to do. You got to drift that energy off. Say you got to drift that energy off. So, but yeah, so that's it for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Another question. Do you like do you have an immediate family, or like marriage and stuff like that, or
No, I'm no kids. My father, he passed, but my mother, two older sisters,
that's in peace.
and that's it. Yeah, with me.
That's dope. That's
Uh-huh.
beautiful.
Yeah. What
Um,
about you?
for me
Yeah.
personally, I
Yeah.
am one of three.
Okay.
I'm the baby.
Okay.
I'm actually a PK, which a lot of
Okay.
people don't know about me.
Hey, PK.
Um, but my father, which is a pastor, he's one of the coolest gentlemen you could ever meet.
Right.
If you're interested, I can always give you the church plug outside of this.
Absolutely.
Um,
Me too. I'm a Southern. Hey, I'm ready. Yeah,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
but he's a
And
really
I'm
cool
I'm the
guy. And
youngest too. I'm the youngest too.
okay,
So yeah.
okay. And young people, they do gravitate to him because he's just a real one. Like, I'm his daughter, so
Right.
that should
Right.
tell you enough. That
Absolutely.
should tell you enough.
All
Um,
right.
so another question I had
Mhm.
was, with the four elements, you have water, air,
Mhm.
wind, fire, not wind, my apologies, ice, water,
Mhm.
no, ice and fire.
Mhm.
Sorry, it's 420. Excuse me, guys.
I
Smoking
got you.
emojis. All
Got
right.
you.
What would you say, which element do you like relate with the most, and why? So water,
Probably,
fire, air,
probably water. Probably
water.
water, because I'm such a I go with the flow. I'm such a flow, and I'm a Libra. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a
Same. When's your birthday?
no, October 14th.
September 29th.
Okay, September. September people, but the September people will always be like, y'all different. You know
And
what I'm saying? September.
my dad is the 18th.
Okay,
So
dope, dope. See,
good people.
see,
I got good
good
energy
people.
from you, so I
I
see.
know, man. I know. That's so grateful, man. That's so
So
cool.
I know you know it's Teddy Riley Baby Feist time. I took up a lot of your time and energy. I know your
Yeah.
blood is probably waiting for you. But
Right.
what I want to ask you most importantly, if you, when it comes to Noize Beatz and where you see yourself, despite
Uh-huh.
how quarantine is going and everything that's going on in the world,
Uh-huh.
what do you want people to solidify with your name? What do you need people to know when it comes to Noize Beatz and what you're trying to do out here for the culture? You've been a part of the world for a long time, doing your thing, and humbly,
Right.
that is
Right.
something
Appreciate it.
that you need people to know. It's just the truth, you know, when it comes to Noize.
I think I want people to just understand the way to be humble, and just being humble, pinning the 10,000 hours is everything. And I just want people to know that I'm just going to I just want people to understand, like, I just want to give good vibes, man. That's it. I just want people to always know I'm giving good vibes. I'm always here. Anybody want help or questions or whatever, like, I'm always here to help. I would love seeing people grow. Like, that's one thing about me. Um, so yeah, I mean, just, understanding that, I'm a real one regardless, and, as long as they get it, that's just what it is.
I really appreciate you, Noize Beatz. You know, I'm
I
wishing you and
appreciate
your
you.
family, your
Thank you.
sister, all the
Appreciate it.
best during this time. You
Thank
know,
you.
it's uncertain times. We never would have thought we'd be living through anything like this, you know?
Right.
So you smoke your weed, do what you gotta
Appreciate it.
do. And
Yeah,
I hope we'll be able to continue this conversation somewhere on the outside when the weather is
absolutely.
back normal. Is there
Please,
anything you
man.
want to ask me or last words you want to say? Where
No,
can people
hey,
find you?
Noize Beatz, as they see pinned. Anytime anybody want to work on records right now, anybody, got any artists they want to shoot my way, I'm all welcome to it. See Chris Jones, Chris just came up in here. Chris Roy just came up here. I said, good guy. Chris is an amazing guy.
Is that good
Um,
people? Okay.
yeah, good people. But yeah, so just anybody got artists, anybody got any want to be creating right now, let's do it. And appreciate you, man. What part of Canada you in? What part of you say?
Toronto. The
So you in
six.
Toronto. So you in the
Yes.
six. Okay, so when I come up there,
Don't
I
forget it.
need you to show me this
Don't forget it. You
city.
have the contact information. Don't
I'm
waste your time
here.
with negativity. We got you handled when you come.
Appreciate
Gluten-free,
it.
everything. You're good.
Appreciate
You're
it.
good. You're blessed.
Thank
Wishing
you.
you all the best for real, though. You and your
Thank
family.
you, man.
Blessings.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Have a
All
good one,
right.
y'all. Appreciate it.